Today, I want to share a message that has the power to transform your life, a truth that is often forgotten in the chaos of our daily struggles. God is within you, and He is guiding you. God's presence within you is a profound truth that has the power to transform the way you see yourself and the world around you. Many people spend their entire lives searching for meaning, seeking God in temples, churches, mosques, and holy places, believing that He exists somewhere far away. But the reality is that God is not distant. He is closer than you can ever imagine. He is within you, in your heart, in your soul, and in the very essence of your being. Recognizing this truth can bring a deep sense of peace, purpose, and confidence in your life. When we acknowledge that God is within us, it changes how we approach life's challenges. Often we feel weak, lost, or incapable of handling difficulties. We look for external sources of strength and guidance, believing that we must rely on others to find our way. But when you truly understand that God is within you, you realize that you already have everything you need to overcome any obstacle. His wisdom, strength, and love are not something you need to earn or search for. They are already a part of who you are. You carry the divine within you at all times, whether you feel it or not. The presence of God within you also means that you are never alone. Loneliness is one of the greatest struggles people face, and in difficult times, it can feel as though no one understands or cares. But when you recognize that God dwells within you, you find comfort in knowing that you are always accompanied by a divine presence. Even in your quietest moments, even when no one else seems to be there, God is with you, listening to your thoughts, understanding your emotions, and guiding your path. This realization can bring great peace and reassurance, especially during times of hardship and uncertainty. Another powerful aspect of understanding that God is within you is the shift it creates in your self-perception. Many people struggle with feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and insecurity. They question their worth and compare themselves to others, believing they are not good enough. But if you truly believe that God resides within you, then how can you ever see yourself as unworthy? The divine presence within you means that you are sacred, valuable, and deeply loved. You are not just an ordinary person. You are a vessel of God's light and power. This realization should inspire confidence in yourself and your abilities. You are created with purpose, and the same divine force that created the universe exists within you, equipping you for greatness. When you recognize God's presence within you, it also changes the way you treat others. If God is within you, then He is also within every other person you meet. This understanding leads to greater compassion, kindness, and love. Instead of seeing people as separate or different from you, you begin to see them as reflections of the divine, just as you are. This awareness encourages patience and empathy, helping you build deeper and more meaningful relationships. It also allows you to forgive more easily, knowing that everyone is on their own journey of realizing the divine within them. Recognizing that God is within you also strengthens your faith in life's journey. There will always be times of uncertainty, struggle, and fear, but when you know that God is guiding you from within, you can walk with confidence. You no longer have to be afraid of failure or the unknown because you trust that the divine presence inside you will lead you to where you need to be. You start to listen to your intuition, understanding that it is not just a random feeling, but a whisper from God directing you toward your true path. The truth that God is within you is one of the most empowering realizations you can have. It frees you from fear, doubt, and insecurity and replaces them with strength, love, and faith. It reminds you that you are never alone, never powerless, and never without guidance. When you embrace this truth, you live with greater confidence, purpose, and peace, knowing that you are deeply connected to the divine in every moment of your life. That inner voice you sometimes hear, that quiet whisper guiding you in moments of uncertainty, is not just your own thoughts. It is God speaking to you through your intuition. Many people think that divine guidance comes in grand, miraculous events, but in reality, God often speaks in the simplest, most subtle ways. He places wisdom within you, nudging you in the right direction, warning you of danger, and encouraging you when you feel discouraged. Learning to recognize and trust this inner guidance can transform your life in ways you never imagined. Intuition is one of the most powerful ways God communicates with you. Have you ever had a strong feeling about something, even when there was no logical reason for it? Perhaps you felt an urge to take a different route home, only to later find out that you avoided an accident. Maybe you sensed that a certain decision was not right for you, even though everything on the surface seemed fine. That inner knowing, that deep sense of understanding beyond logic, is often God's way of guiding you. One of the challenges people face is learning to trust this inner voice. Society teaches us to rely on logic, reason, and external validation. We are often told to ignore our feelings and make decisions based solely on facts. While logic is important, it is not the only way to navigate life. There are moments when intuition surpasses reason, when something inside you knows the truth before your mind can fully comprehend it. This is because God's wisdom is far greater than human understanding. He sees beyond what we can see, and through intuition, He gives us glimpses of that higher wisdom. There are many ways to strengthen your ability to listen to God's voice within. One of the most important is to cultivate stillness. The world is full of distractions, constant noise, endless responsibilities, and the pressures of daily life. When you are always busy and overwhelmed, it becomes difficult to hear that quiet inner voice. Taking time to be still, whether through prayer, meditation, or moments of silent reflection, allows you to connect more deeply with God's guidance. When your mind is calm, your heart becomes more receptive to the divine messages being sent to you. Another way to recognize God's guidance is to pay attention to your emotions. When you are about to make a decision, take a moment to observe how you feel. If something fills you with peace and a sense of rightness, it is often a sign that you are on the right path. On the other hand, if something makes you feel uneasy or anxious, even if it seems like a logical choice, it may be a warning from God. He often communicates through feelings, gently steering you toward what is best for you. Doubt is one of the biggest obstacles to trusting intuition. Many times people receive guidance but hesitate to follow it because they fear making a mistake. They wonder, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm just imagining things? However, faith is about trusting even when you do not have all the answers. God does not always reveal the entire path at once. Sometimes He only gives you enough light for the next step. When you act on that guidance with faith, you will often find that things unfold exactly as they should. God's voice within you is not limited to decisions about your own life. Sometimes He places thoughts in your heart to help others. Have you ever suddenly thought of someone and felt the urge to reach out? That is often God prompting you to be a source of support and love. You never know when a simple message, a kind word, or an act of compassion might be exactly what someone else needs. Recognizing God's voice within is one of the greatest gifts you can develop. It allows you to walk through life with confidence, knowing that you are being divinely guided every step of the way. Trusting your intuition does not mean you will never face challenges, but it does mean that you will always have the wisdom to navigate them. God is constantly speaking to you, guiding you and leading you toward your highest good. The more you listen, the clearer His voice becomes, and the more you will see His presence in every aspect of your life. Life is full of challenges, and when difficulties arise, it is easy to feel as though God has abandoned us. Many people question why they face hardships, wondering if they have done something wrong or if they are being punished. However, the truth is that challenges are not punishments, they are lessons. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity for growth, a way for God to strengthen you, refine you, and prepare you for greater things. Instead of seeing struggles as signs of divine absence, they should be recognized as evidence of divine presence and purpose. Difficulties often serve as a test of faith. When everything is going well, believing in God's guidance is easy. But true faith is developed during trials, when things do not go as planned, and when life seems uncertain. These moments teach patience, resilience, and trust. A tree with deep roots can withstand the strongest storm, but those roots only grow deep when the tree is forced to endure strong winds and harsh conditions. Similarly, challenges help strengthen your faith and character, making you more prepared for the path ahead. When going through hardships, it is important to remember that God sees a bigger picture that you cannot yet understand. What may seem like a setback is often a setup for something greater. There are countless stories of people who faced rejections, failures, and disappointments, only to later realize that those very obstacles led them to something better. A lost job might lead to a new opportunity that aligns more with your purpose. A painful relationship might end to make space for one that is truly meant for you. What feels like a struggle now might one day be the reason you achieve something greater than you imagined. God often uses challenges to bring people closer to Him. When life is easy, it is common to become self-reliant and forget to seek divine guidance. But in times of struggle, people naturally turn to God, seeking His help and wisdom. These moments of hardship create deeper spiritual connections, teaching reliance on God rather than solely on personal strength. It is in the lowest valleys that many people experience the most profound moments of divine presence and comfort. Another important aspect of challenges is that they shape a person's character. Strength, wisdom, and compassion are often born out of difficult experiences. A person who has never faced struggles may not fully understand perseverance or the value of faith, but those who have walked through fire emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate toward others. The greatest leaders, healers, and teachers often have stories of overcoming hardship, and it is those experiences that allow them to inspire and uplift others. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" a more powerful question is, "What is this teaching me?" Every difficulty carries a lesson, whether it is patience, trust, humility, or resilience. Looking at struggles through this perspective allows for growth rather than resentment. When challenges are seen as stepping stones rather than roadblocks, they lose their power to bring despair and instead become sources of strength. Another comforting truth is that no struggle lasts forever. Just as seasons change, so do the hardships of life. Storms may come, but they eventually pass, leaving behind clearer skies and renewed strength. No matter how dark a moment may seem, light will always return. Holding on to faith during struggles ensures that when the difficulties end, you emerge stronger rather than broken. God's love and guidance do not disappear in times of hardship. Instead, He walks beside you, sometimes carrying you when you feel too weak to continue. Every challenge you face has a purpose. And when you embrace struggles as part of your journey, rather than signs of abandonment, you develop the strength and wisdom necessary for the blessings ahead. Trust that every hardship is shaping you for something greater, and know that God is always with you, guiding you through every difficulty toward a brighter future. In life, there are many moments when you stand at a crossroads, unsure of which path to take. Decisions can feel overwhelming, especially when the future is uncertain. You might weigh your options, analyze the pros and cons, and seek advice from others, yet still feel confused. However, one of the most powerful ways to recognize God's guidance in your life is by paying attention to the sense of peace within you. When God leads you in the right direction, He often confirms it through a deep, unshakable peace in your heart. Peace is not just the absence of fear or difficulty. It is a divine signal, a confirmation from God that you are on the right path. Many times, when making decisions, people rely only on logic, external circumstances, or the opinions of others. While these factors are important, they are not always the best indicators of God's will. Some choices may look perfect on the outside, but if they bring anxiety, doubt, or discomfort deep within, it could be a sign that they are not meant for you. On the other hand, there are times when a decision may not make sense logically, yet it fills you with an unexplainable sense of calm and assurance. That is often how God speaks, through peace. One of the ways to recognize divine peace is by observing how your heart responds when you think about a particular decision. When you imagine yourself taking a certain path, does it bring a sense of relief, comfort, and security? Or does it stir up uneasiness, fear, and restlessness? God's direction is often accompanied by an inner sense of stillness, a feeling that everything will work out even if you do not have all the answers yet. Now, this peace is different from momentary happiness or excitement. It is a deep, lasting assurance that remains even in the face of challenges. Conversely, when something is not aligned with God's plan for you, there is often a sense of internal conflict. Even if everything looks good on the surface, there may be a lingering feeling of doubt or discomfort that does not go away. This feeling is not just ordinary nervousness or fear of the unknown, it is a deeper spiritual warning that something is not right. Ignoring this feeling and moving forward anyway often leads to unnecessary difficulties. God does not create confusion. His direction brings clarity and confidence. If a situation consistently brings turmoil or anxiety, it is wise to pause and seek further guidance. Recognizing God's peace also requires patience. Sometimes you may not feel immediate clarity, and that is okay. In such moments, rather than rushing into a decision, take time to pray, reflect, and wait for confirmation. God does not pressure or rush you. He leads with patience and reassurance. If you are unsure, waiting for peace to settle in your heart is often the best course of action. What is meant for you will never require you to force it or compromise your inner peace. Another important aspect of God's peace is that it remains, even in difficult situations. Just because something is challenging does not mean it is wrong. There will be times when God leads you toward a path that requires effort, growth, or endurance. But even in the struggle, you will still sense a deep peace within, knowing that you are where you are meant to be. This is different from the stress and anxiety that come from forcing something that is not meant for you. God's peace sustains you even in the face of obstacles, giving you the strength to keep moving forward with confidence. Trusting in the peace that God places in your heart is one of the most powerful ways to navigate life's uncertainties. It allows you to move forward with faith rather than fear, knowing that you are being divinely guided. When you rely on this inner peace, you will find that your decisions become clearer, your worries lessen, and your trust in God deepens. His peace is not just a feeling, it is His way of assuring you that He is with you, leading you, and directing you toward what is best for your life. Life is full of uncertainties, and often things do not go as planned. There are times when you may feel lost, confused, or unsure about the future. In these moments, it is easy to doubt whether you are on the right path. However, one of the most important truths to hold on to is that God has a plan for you. Even when you do not understand why certain things are happening, you can trust that everything is unfolding according to His divine purpose. Trusting in God's plan means letting go of fear and embracing faith, knowing that He is always guiding you toward what is best for you. One of the biggest struggles people face is the desire for control. It is natural to want to know exactly what lies ahead and to have everything work out according to personal expectations. However, life does not always follow the script we create for it. There are unexpected detours, disappointments, and delays that can make it seem like things are falling apart. But in reality, these moments are often part of God's greater plan. What may seem like a setback is often a setup for something better. What appears to be a closed door may actually be a redirection toward a greater opportunity. When you trust in God's plan, you begin to see that nothing in life happens by accident. Every experience, whether good or bad, has a purpose. Even pain and difficulties serve to shape you, strengthen you, and prepare you for what is ahead. Sometimes the lessons you learn in hard times are exactly what you need to grow into the person you are meant to be. Instead of resisting or questioning every challenge, trusting in God's plan allows you to embrace each moment with confidence, knowing that it is leading you somewhere meaningful. One of the key aspects of trusting in God's plan is surrendering your worries and anxieties to Him. Many people carry the weight of stress, trying to figure out everything on their own, but faith is about releasing that burden and allowing God to take control. When you truly trust in His plan, you no longer feel the need to force things to happen or manipulate situations in your favor. Instead, you learn to rest in the knowledge that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. This does not mean that you do nothing. Rather, it means that you take action while also trusting that God is working behind the scenes to align everything for your highest good. Patience is also an important part of trusting in God's plan. Sometimes you may feel like you have been waiting too long for something to happen. You may wonder why your prayers have not been answered yet, or why certain blessings seem to be delayed. However, God's timing is always perfect. What you perceive as a delay is often a time of preparation. There may be things you still need to learn or circumstances that need to align before you receive what you are asking for. Trusting in God's plan means believing that everything will happen at the right time and the right way according to his divine wisdom. Another important truth is that God's plan is always greater than your own. You may have dreams and goals, but sometimes what you want is far less than what God has in store for you. There are countless stories of people who thought they knew what was best for their lives, only to later realize that God had something even better waiting for them. When you place your trust in him, you open yourself up to possibilities beyond your imagination. Even when life is difficult, trusting in God's plan allows you to move forward with peace and confidence. Instead of feeling lost, you feel guided. Instead of being consumed by fear, you find strength in faith. You begin to see that every experience, every joy, every struggle, every unexpected turn is part of a divine masterpiece being created just for you. By trusting in God's plan, you live with the assurance that you are exactly where you need to be and that he is leading you toward a future filled with purpose, love, and blessings. One of the most profound truths in life is that God's presence is always with you. No matter where you go, what you face, or how lost you may feel, you are never truly alone. God walks beside you in every moment, guiding you, protecting you, and surrounding you with his love. Recognizing this constant presence can bring great comfort, especially in times of difficulty or when you become aware of God's presence in your life. You begin to experience a deep sense of peace, security, and strength that nothing in the world can take away. Many people go through life feeling isolated, believing that they must carry their burdens alone. They struggle with fear, doubt, and loneliness, not realizing that God is always there, ready to offer guidance and support. He is not distant or unreachable. He is as close as your own breath, always listening and always available. The key to experiencing his presence is to open your heart and become more aware of him. Through prayer, meditation, or simply quiet reflection, you can feel his love surrounding you. One of the most beautiful aspects of God's presence is that it is unconditional. It does not depend on how perfect you are or how much you have achieved. God does not abandon you in your weakest moments. Instead, he draws even closer. When you feel broken, lost, or unworthy, he is there to lift you up. His love is constant, unwavering, and endless. No mistake is too great, no failure too deep to separate you from his grace. God also reveals his presence through the people and experiences around you. A kind word from a friend, an unexpected blessing, a moment of inspiration. These are all reminders that he is working in your life. Sometimes his presence is felt in moments of stillness when the world is quiet and your heart is open. Other times it is revealed in the challenges you overcome, in the strength you find when you thought you had none left. When you trust that God is always with you, fear loses its power. You no longer have to walk through life feeling uncertain or afraid. His presence gives you courage, reminding you that you are never alone. No matter what you face, he is there, guiding you every step of the way, filling your life with love, purpose, and peace.